Hey, you wanna do something like this? Alrighty, Jimmy, can you tell us what does American means, please? Well, sir, American means when you shoot tank and ego boom. Alrighty, boy, I'm gonna explain this one more damn time, and I need all of you to listen carefully. I'm gonna teach you what American means, the weak points of American, and which is the best gun to get an Amarak, and what are the chances of you getting an Amarak, and how to avoid getting Amaraked. So sit down, listen, relax, and enjoy the show. And trust me when I tell you that this shit goes real deep. Alright, let's start with the basics. What does American means? American is when you shoot the ammunition of some certain tanks and end up damaging it, and if you're lucky enough, blowing it up. But how you should Amarak? So first we're gonna talk about the location of every single Amarak for each different tanks. I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can, so listen carefully. Alright, let's start with our beautiful, well-known German heavy tanks. If you want to Amarak a German heavy tank, as you can see, most of the tank, if not every single heavy tank in Germany, have their ammunition located exactly in the middle of the tank, left and right. So if you see a German heavy tank, just shoot in the middle. It's always located there. And now let's talk about more famous tanks, the IS series from the USSR nation. So if you see a tank that starts with the word IS, if you want to Amarak it, all you have to do is shoot it on the back of the turret. And second thing, Amarak in the IS series is not that hard because the chances of Amarak in these kind of tanks is quite high. Just one thing that I would not recommend to you is shooting the ammunition that is located in the middle part of the tank, because as you can see, most of the IS tank do have spaced armor located on the middle, and the chances of you penetrating spaced armor on the IS series is incredibly low, so I won't recommend it. And now let's talk about another famous heavy tanks, the French AMX heavy tanks, the auto reloading. When it comes to the French heavies, it's a little confusing. As you can see on the AMX on tier 8, it does have it on the bottom middle, but on the one on the tier 8, it does have it a little bit on the left, and it's more trickier to hit. But if you got really confused on where to shoot, because it's located differently for each tier on the heavy tech tree, just shoot the back of the turret. It's always located there, and you will have the chances guaranteed of damaging the ammunition. And now we're switching to the most famous country around the world, the heroes of World War II, hopefully not 3. America. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. First, we're gonna start on the T series on the American heavy tanks. As you can see, the M6 only have the Amarak on the right side. It does not have it on the left side, only on the right side. Now to the T32 and as well the T29. Just shoot the ammunition in the back of the turret. Don't try to shoot the one in the middle of the tank, because that's an auto ricochet, and trying to penetrate that side of the tank will always end up bouncing. And now to the M103 and as well the E5. The best place that have the highest chances of getting an Amarak is shooting the one on the frontal of the tank on the side. This one and as well this one will have the highest chances of you getting an Amarak. If you can, just shoot the back of the turret. And just as a bonus, this is where to shoot the T57 heavy. If you find it, just shoot in the middle, left and right, and you will have a chance of getting an Amarak. Now I'm thinking that I've covered most of the famous tanks on World of Tanks Blitz. This is the most tanks that you're gonna meet in the battle. Now we're gonna talk about the chances of getting an Amarak and the different guns that have the better chances of as well getting an Amarak. I never thought I'm gonna use the word Amarak as much as today. So right now we're gonna start with this small gun. First, as you can see, the green heart means that the Amarak did not get damaged yet. The yellow heart means that the chances of you turning the Amarak from healthy to damaged is and the red one is blowing the ammo rack. So just a heads up, damaging the ammo rack, turning it from healthy to damaged, the chances stay the same no matter what your gun is. But blowing the ammo rack, then the chances change, depends on which gun that you're using and as well the armor of the tank that you're shooting at. So before we start, we're gonna talk about the angle. As you can see, the chances of getting an ammo rack right now, it's from 0 to 24% to 45%. This is on direct shot. But what happens if we change the angle? So as you can see, when we put the Tiger 2 on a side scraping angle, the chances of getting the ammo rack goes all the way down. This is just damaging it. Goes all the way down to 4, 8, 12%, but getting an actual ammo rack blowing the tank up goes all the way down to 0, 4, 8. So the angle really does matter. Now let's talk about the gun. As you can see right now, we're using a light tank small gun. The chances is quite low to get an ammo rack, but what happens if we get a quite big gun? And right now we're using the wotb gun. As you can see, the chances did increase compared to the Ruse gun. And as well, the chances do increase as long as you make the gun bigger. And as you can see, the chances increased from 51% all the way to 55% while using the Yuguri E100's gun. Now there is only two things left to teach you, which is the best guns to get an ammo rack and as well how to avoid getting an ammo rack. As you noticed, it says shot number 1, shot number 2, shot number 3. If you shoot the ammo rack of the tank twice or 3 times, the chances of damaging or ammo rack in the tank increases. And this is why auto reloaders are the best at making ammo racks. Because each modules on a tank have a different HP, and every time you shoot it, you lower the HP. But the only difference that the modules of the tanks actually do heal. So you have about 5 to 10 seconds before the module of the tank heals. And that's why auto reloaders are the best at making ammo racks, because they can shoot the second shell about 2 to 3 seconds maximum. That's why you shoot the first one, you damage it, the second time you damage it again, the third time, if you're lucky enough, you hit that 50% and you get an ammo rack. And if you don't have an auto reloader, that's fine, just make a platoon and make sure you and your platoon time the shot perfectly so you can both shoot the ammo rack of the tank at the same time. And now, last but not least, is how to avoid getting ammo rack. Honestly, it's quite simple depending on what tank that you have, especially if you have the IS series. You definitely need this module, this equipment, so you can lower the chances of you getting an ammo rack. All you need to do is to equip improved modules. Equipping this that will add 10% of HP to your tracks, fuel tank, and ammo rack durability. So this will definitely decreases the chances of you getting an ammo rack. Well, this is technically all things that you need to know about ammo rack. And don't forget to download an app called Armor Inspector. It's the one that I was using that shows me where to shoot every single tank. And if you're a new player, this app will for sure improve your gaming experience. That will make you a better player and have more advantage on multiple tanks. This was Freak vibing with you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to make it as simple as I can, but as well educational. I hope you learned one thing or two, and I'll see you in another video.